There we go. Well, welcome everyone to the Salarium Life Super Saturday Training. It's an honor and pleasure to be your host today. My name is Dr. Steve, and I'll be hosting it along with all our co-hosts, all our speakers. And, I just want to say a big welcome to all our members. I see a lot of familiar names and faces and a lot of new names and faces, which is wonderful. But as we're all on this journey, as we are, often each Zoom I like to share the good practices where we are, and just share the joy with everyone. Let me actually do this 1 second here. I'm going to pull up our numbers because Solarium Life, right? Though the topic is about mindset and having the right mindset just in life in general. You know, it was a positive mindset as well as what set Salarium Life literally on fire, right? And here we are today at 12,882 registered members across the world, guys. Congratulations to all our members that made this possible for us. Because if it wasn't for you, again, a vision is a vision, and when you put the right ingredients behind the vision, when you put the right people aligned with a vision to take it forward, and in this case, we put in a community in alignment with the vision as well to help make an impact, in each one of your lives around the world. And it takes the proper mindset, right? It takes that unstoppable mindset to make things happen. So one of the things that, each one of you here were, of course, once a guest, and someone shared it with you, you came and and then you became part of this ever-growing community. Well, think about all the guests that are here with us. I just want to say a big welcome to you. Today you're a guest. Tomorrow you'll be a member and be part of this amazing movement and part of this journey with us, helping us manifest as we move forward. So I just want to say a big welcome to all our guests that's with us today. Because together, right, we will achieve this success. So what I'm going to do, today, in the chat, you could see the speaker lineup. I know I'm not gonna take long in terms of me speaking here, but we do have a lineup. So what I'm going to do, we're going to jump right into it. Okay, guys, this is being recorded, and we'll get started. We'll get started here. So I'll start off with this. One of the things that I often look at is the fact that one of my favorite, well, actually, I have several favorite quotes. Okay. One is, of course, most of you know, is Hebrews 11:1, right? Now faith is a substance of things hoped for, but the evidence of those things not yet seen, right? This is what we're talking about today. It starts with a mindset. It starts with a belief. Though you may not see it in the physical, it exists in the spiritual or the unseen realm. Okay. And often break that down in a way that uh, if you think about it, it says now faith, so the faith's for now, not like yesterday for tomorrow. It's like right now, this moment here, like God, give me this day my daily bread, right? Type of now faith. But it says now faith is the substance, right? Is a substance. Now you think about a substance, you look up that word in a dictionary, it's a physical matter, right? A thing is a physical matter. So how can you not see a physical thing? But yet you're going to hope for it. See? So it's kind of a parable, but an encoded message to each one of us. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay. Napoleon Hill said it best. He said, what the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve and will achieve, right? So I always like to quote I like the quote, and like many guys know R. Kelly, but I believe I can fly. That used to be one of my favorite songs. It says, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky, right? I think about it night and day, spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. I see me running through the open doors. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. But it's a self-belief, right? And that's what we're going to talk today about is that self-belief. It's about the faith. It's about a mindset. And that's where it all starts. So all these taking Hebrews 11:1, paraphrased by Napoleon Hill, paraphrased by R. Kelly, paraphrased by all the great motivational speakers out there. They're saying the same thing, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to jump right to my screen. Let me see, because I do actually have a presentation I prepared, which is there to me. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to jump into it because the whole idea, let me actually turn this off here so you guys can see the slides. Okay, so think positive and grow strong, right? The way you see yourself becomes the way you show up in life. Okay, and that is so true. We have, Solarium Life was birthed from a thought to where it is today. Okay, it was a thought, but it took a team believing and seeing, right, and executing. Faith without actions are dead. So you've got to put the actions to it. So let's take a look at this. You know, definite purpose, because it's about purpose in life and everything we do. So let me ask you something. How many of us have ever said, I don't know what I want? It sounds simple, but it's one of the most expensive statements that we can make. Why? Because when we do not know what we want, our energy becomes scattered, our time becomes scattered, our decisions become scattered. We start moving, right? Think about it. We start moving. We're not always moving with direction. We're just kind of like wanderers on the earth, right? Without any direction, any sense of purpose. See, success begins with a clear, major purpose, not with a vague wish, not just I want to do better, not just I want more money, but a clear aim. You've got to have a goals right in front of you. See, because a confused mind scatters power, but a decided mind gathers it. See, when you know your aim, you begin to move differently. You wake up with more intention. You make decisions faster, and you stop giving your energy to everything that does not match where you're going. Guys, think about it. How many of you, right? I mean, just get up in the course of a day, and the first thing you do is what? Grab your phone, and you're scrolling, scrolling, and you look up at the time before you know it, like an hour, 2 hours gone by, and now you're like upset with just, oh my God, I can't believe 2 hours just went by, right? But those are those traps. If you don't have an aim and you're not waking up with purpose, a sense of purpose, you could easily let a whole day slip by you, right? So the scarcity mindset says, I don't know what I want, so I'll just wait and see what happens. Does that sound like you? See, but the abundance mindset says, I know my aim, I move towards it daily, and here's the shift. So your purpose is not just something you chase. It's something that you become aligned with. See, because if you're not aligned with your purpose and you're not aligned, with the vision, right? Whatever that may be that God placed in your heart, okay, you just be that wanderer, just trying to figure it out, just it's kind of like in the dark and you're just kind of feeling your way around with no guidance. You need that light to show the way. So I want you to ask yourself this: what do I really want? Meaning you. Why does it matter to me? And who must I become to receive it? You see, these are important questions because when you answer those questions honestly, you stop drifting, you start directing and directing your life, your path, your purpose, your goal, your dream, your vision. See, that's what it's about. Don't just be a wanderer. You need to wake up with purpose every single day. So today, I want you to leave with this thought and on this topic of definite purpose. Okay. I do not need to have every detail figured out, but I do need a definite purpose. I need a clear aim because once my mind has a target, my energy has a direction. Let me explain that in this way. You know, um, and I'm a chef by trade, and in Seattle, Washington, there's a well-known chef there, and he was advertising uh, his uh, his spice rubs that was he's going to put out on the market. So a lot of us were waiting in anticipation and excitement for these rubs to hit the market. I would go into the stores looking for them, and when it finally hit the market, I rushed in there to check it out. It was called Love, a Rub with Love. And but then I noticed he had a rub for a pork, for fish, for lamb, for chicken, for beef. And I'm looking at this and I'm saying, wow, okay, so I need to buy like, all six and have it in my pantry, depending on what protein I'm cooking, it's readily available, right? And so all right, I said, fine. So I'm reading the ingredients now. First ingredient, salt. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be salty because as a chef, that's how you could tell the flavor profile of a food product. Just read the ingredients, and then salt, and then all these other ingredients. And then a thought came in my head. It was like, I wonder why you didn't just create like a flavored profile rub that would be applicable to, pretty much anything, right? Whether you're cooking a vegetable, a starch, a protein, it doesn't matter. It's applicable because it's a flavor profile. So as I had this thought, guys, I heard a voice literally like someone standing me behind me said, "Why don't you formulate it?" I'm like, what? Who said that? I literally looked over my shoulders. There was no one there. I was like, who just said that? Right. So I dismissed the voice. And I started reading again, and I'm reading and I'm reading. And then the thought came again, why did he do it this way? Why not like a rub for vegetables? What if I'm a vegetarian? I mean, I guess I could experiment with the rubs, but just the way it was labeled, right? For pork, for lamb, for beef, for it's like, Then I said it to then I heard the voice again said, "Why don't you formulate it?" Like, kind of smiled because I knew who was talking to me. I know where it was coming from. So I said, okay. So that planted the thought, right, in my head. Okay, no, I didn't doubt it. I ran with it. It took me 6 months in the formulation kitchen and R&D to come up with the flavors, right? I developed a Caribbean Asian blend. I developed a Caribbean West Indian, a curry blend. I did a tropical island blend. That was my rendition of a Jamaican jerk. The curry actually was my mom's curry chicken curry recipe that I formulated in a rub. And then I had a Latin blend, my rendition of like a Spanish flavor. So when I had the actual recipes completed, then next step was, what do I do from here? Guys, I didn't have the answers. All I had was the idea. That was it, just the idea. Okay. But at least I started with playing around with recipes and, adding this. 6 months later, I had prototypes. Next thing, I started sending them out to different food buyers in different industries. And okay, that was great. I don't know how many buyers I sent them out in different companies, and I'm still waiting. Nothing, nothing. Okay, but then in the process of this, I was like, okay, well, I don't have labels. I need labels. I need someone to design the labels, and I would talk and I would share my vision with people, and hey, you need to call this guy. He'll help you. I'm like, okay, I call so and so. They help me with the design of the label. I said, I need to actually find a label company that can be printed. Oh, call this so and so and tell them okay. I called so and so. Next thing you know, we had labels designed, ready to print. I had a cost. And I said, well, I need money to do this. Oh, call so and so. He loves food. He'll help you out. I said, okay, I call so and so. Sure enough, here comes the money. Next thing I know, well, but I don't have the containers. Oh, call so and so. They'll help you the containers. Oh, okay. Guys, I did not have a clear direction, but I had the faith and I put action, right? Faith without what? Actions are dead. And then next thing you know, all right, so now we've got these nice containers, nice labels. I got samples in it. I'm sending them out. No, 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 no response, right? I will call back a few and we didn't try it. And I remember clearly one Friday evening, it was like 4:45. I heard the same voice say, call Oscar. Oscar was the food buyer for a large food chain here in the US. I called Oscar. I said, Oscar, did you try those samples? He said, no, 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 Steve. But guess what? I have a big party this weekend. We got friends. I got family coming over. I'm going to take them with me. I said, Oscar, I'm staying on this phone until you put those things in your briefcase, buddy. He kind of laughed and said, all right, Steve, I got them. Guys, Monday morning, Oscar calls me. Steve, how quickly can you get this in all our 150 stores now? Rave reviews. They love it. They want it. I got to carry it. And guys, I called the manufacturer. We were scrambling. I was literally in the manufacturing plant, literally like a couple of days with them, packing and shipping. But then the other part with this, I was already looking at distribution. I was like 25 cents a unit, which is huge, when your margins are already small. And I call Oscar. I say, Oscar, I don't have distribution. They're charging me too much. And he said, look, call this company. You ask for so and you tell them Oscar said to call and give me the price this large corporation was getting. I go, okay. I call them up. They said, no problem. We got you covered. 10 cents a unit in distribution. Guys, what am I sharing with you? The power of faith, meaning you do not need to have every detail. You don't have to figure it out because when you apply to faith, guys, that's where it's a game changer. So faith in the goal now. Let's talk about that because I just shared a real life example of how I went from a thought that deposited into my spirit, the execution in 150 stores shipping around the world, guys. Okay. So How many times have you had a goal, a dream, and an idea? And the first thought that comes to your mind was, what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? I didn't even have that thought. What if it didn't work? I just heard the voice and said, all right, let's do it, you know? So that question sounds reasonable, it sounds responsible, but many times it's fear dressed up as wisdom. See, because the moment we say, what if it does not work, we begin giving, think about it, you start giving more attention to that failure than the possibility because you've already planted that seed in your head. What if it doesn't? See, it's still a seed. What if it did? What if it does? See, we begin imagining the obstacles before we imagine the victory. We start rehearsing disappointments before we have even taken the first step. That's the difference. You see, faith near the beginning of achievement, because faith is the bridge between desire and action. So you've got to put faith and you got to keep it near because it is the beginning of achievement, guys. Okay, I'm not sharing like good words. I'm speaking from experience. Faith does not mean we see the whole path. Faith means we move while the path is still unfolding. The scarcity mindset says, I will believe it when I see it. But the abundance mindset says, I believe it before I see it. And that is where real power begins. Faith is not just hoping something good happens, guys. Faith is not sitting still and wishing for life to change. Faith is emotional certainty repeated until it becomes a natural. That means that you keep speaking to your goals until your mind accepts it. I keep seeing myself, right? This is you saying this now, in possession of the results until it feels familiar. You keep acting like the person who already believes the outcome is possible. See, it's a belief. When you have that deep belief, okay, and nothing can stop you, no one can stop you, no one can detour you from your vision and your dream and your idea and your goal and what you've set forth for you, for you. You know, one thing that gets me, a lot of times, like say for financial, you have a dream of whatever it may be, and you have an idea of how much you want to make with your dream or your book or whatever it may be, and then you go to your broke family for advice. It's like, I mean, they can't even pay their bills, but they're giving you advice about financial goals. This is where sometimes we have to look at our surrounding and our circles and who we're getting advice from. Because see, when belief becomes natural, action becomes stronger. And you've got to be stronger than all the voices coming at you with advice. So you do not move the same when you believe you're going to fail. You hesitate. Think about it. You do not move the same when you believe you're going to fail. You hesitate. You doubt. You second guess. You shrink. You wait for the perfect condition. How many of you have been there waiting for the right time? Well, now is not the right time. I'll wait. I'll know when is the right time. And a year goes by and you're still waiting for the right time, the right conditions, right? The right people showing up in your life. Guys, but when you believe the goal is possible and you you'll stand differently. You'll walk differently. Okay? You speak differently. You prepare differently. You recover faster when obstacles come. See, faith gives you endurance before the evidence arrives. So today I want you to ask yourself, am I feeding my faith or am I feeding my fear? Guys, faith is one of these things when you could develop what you call, it's one thing to have passion, right? But when you have unstoppable passion, nothing can stop you. You can run through buildings and run through walls and leap across buildings, guys. This is the type of unstoppable passion you need, right? And not just take action, take massive action towards that goal, that dream, that idea, whatever it may be. Because both faith and fear requires imagination. Fear imagine what can go wrong. Faith imagine what can go right. See, there's a difference. So the question is, which picture are you giving life to? See, achievement begins inside first. Before the goal appears in the world, it must become real in your mind. It starts right there. That's the blueprint. In your mind, that seed, that idea, guys. That's the playing field. That's also the battlefield, your mind, where fear and faith battles each other. So you must believe it. You got to feel it. You got to repeat it and live it. I'm going to repeat that. You must believe it. It's like the song say, I believe I can fly. You got to feel it. You got to repeat it. And you got to live from it. What the mind can conceive and believe, the mind will achieve. So when doubt says, what if it does not work? You say, and your answer should be, what if it does? You see, you got to counteract that negative talk with some positive reinforcement. What if the goal is possible? So you ask yourself that, what if it is possible? What if the opportunity is already moving towards me? What if I'm more prepared than I think? And you'll never know unless you take action. What if this is the moment where everything begins to change for me? You'll never know unless you start. That is faith. Faith is choosing the inner picture before the outer proof. See, I didn't have the proof of my products. When I walked into that store and saw my products on those shelves in every store, I didn't wait for that. I envisioned that. I saw it. Matter of fact, when I had the prototypes, I literally used to go into those stores and put my prototypes on the shelves, and I would envision my products on the shelf. That's the power of manifestation and believing. I saw it. I saw it before it was even there. So when I saw it, it wasn't like, wow, I was like surprised. No, I saw it in the invisible before it was visible. See? So you don't need the outer proof. You just got to use the faith. So faith is standing in the feeling of success before success is visible. Faith is saying, I may not see it yet, but I know where I'm going. And today, I want you to leave with this thought. I do not wait for evidence to believe. I believe so strongly that my actions begin to create the evidence. And you'll see those evidence unfolding step by step by step by step by step, right? Because you're asking the right questions. You're surrounding yourself with the right people. You're letting the right advice come into your ear, into your mind. Because that's like water, that seed in your mind. All that positivity is like water on the seed, water on the seed. And that's the seed will crack and sprout and start growing. And the end is the harvest. And that's the power of faith over fear. So we've got some exciting speakers coming up. And I believe we have um, I think we have Prophet Lovemore coming up actually. So guys, I just leave you with this. This I'm excited about today. I really am. And let me turn my camera on here. Our lineup, oh, our lineup now, we have artist speaker coming on, who actually, I think actually is Vivian. So this individual that's coming on is, I've got to know she's a member of our community. And one of the things that, let me look at my schedule here to make sure. Uh, um, I want to stay on schedule. Yep. So this individual, she stepped up as a leader in the community, and she resides in the UK. And I guess another individual that have taken ownership, and come to find out, she's got some amazing talents. And I'll let her share a little bit about herself as she share whatever she's going to share from the heart today. And an amazing background, songwriter, motivational speaker, I mean, a business individual, a community leader. I mean, I can go on and on her resume and what she brings, but I'm pleased to have a part of our community, part of one of the ambassadors, part of helping us make Salarium great, from where we are to where we're going to go in. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce Vivian and let her share a little bit about herself and whatever she wants to share. Vivian, I yield my mic to you.
Much thanks, Dr. Steve. Thank you so much for that. Um, can you hear me well? Just want to make sure.
Yes, we can hear you.
The mic on the laptop is clear enough. Yeah, much gratitude and appreciation for having me on today, and thank you, Debbie, as well. And the lineup we have Sean as well as Love More coming on, and yeah, really valuable, and I really appreciate it a lot. Um, there's not so much to say about myself, to be honest, because I'm focused more about the topic at heart, really. But you've said enough already, in terms of my background, really. And I appreciate that so much. So I just want to make sure I want to share the right screen. Thank you guys for the love that you're showing on the chats. On the screen, I can see the love hearts and stuff. Thank you for that. Dr. Steve, can you let me know if you can see my screen?
Yes, I
Uh,
can.
okay. Okay, let me just make sure I start from the beginning. Guys, mindset and motivation is dear to my heart because this is the key driving force that drives me to do quite pretty much anything and most things I want to put my mind to, if that makes sense. Without the drive of having a reason or motivation or the kind of clear direction in your mind of what you're trying to achieve and do, we're not getting anywhere. And like rightly what Steve just mentioned earlier, without that, there would not have been a Salarium today as we see it. So, first and foremost, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are, uh, wherever you're joining us from around the world. And yeah, so let's just dive in. I've only just got a few slides. I did tell Dr. Steve I was going to make it quite brief, but I've got some 15 minutes or somewhere there or less. But I've just got a few slides on my heart that I just prepared earlier, about an hour ago. Just thought I'd just share. And with that in mind, like I say, mindset is indeed the greatest thing that really drives anything forward. It's the greatest asset you will ever own. Now, building belief, taking action, and creating a better future starts with mindset, of course. There's a saying that Maya Angelou had said, it's a quote, and it says, if you're always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you can be. Now, this is something very important. And growing up, I was wanting to fit in. Sometimes, let's look back over the years when you were young, you're trying to fit in with your peers and your friendship groups and you don't want to, trip, etc. But there's always maybe somebody or a few in your class or more, maybe, that perhaps will stand out. And this is where growing up, I had to learn and do a bit of a shift in how I saw things because every one of us are different. Every one of us are amazing. God has created us amazing, as we are in his image. And what I want to say is being normal and having to just be mediocre quite frankly, is not enough for you. Um, there's a decision that you have to make, a decision to believe that tomorrow can be better than today, a decision to take action, a decision that you have to make in order for yourself to grow. Now, if you're always going to be normal like everyone else, you'll find yourself as being with many people that just spend their lives trying to fit in and they follow the crowd. They do what everybody else does. They think like everyone else thinks. But extraordinary results never come from ordinary thinking. And this platform, Salarium, has come to you at a time and a place like no other. You found yourself on this Zoom today for a reason. Things happen for a reason. I'm a believer, not by chance. Things are designed and happen for a reason. So, will you look at this with a normal perspective, or will you look at this with an extraordinary perspective for that amazing you that you are created to be? Now, the entrepreneurs, the leaders, and innovators in the world today, the people who create freedom for themselves, which I'm certain a number of you, and I'm including myself, I'm here to create freedom and financial stability and provision for my family. These successful people and leaders and innovators, they all made a decision, and that was to step outside their comfort zone. That was a decision to step outside their normality. That was a decision to be extraordinary. It's a decision to be different. It's a decision to stand out for yourself. Okay. Now, we've joined because we've sensed here at Salarium that there could be something for you here. You're not wanting to be here to waste your time. Undoubtedly not, I don't think. Yeah. So there's more here for you, but you need to start with yourself and ignite that beautiful spark that you have within you. It starts with you. Okay. The question really is, will you or will we be willing to become the person capable of receiving that outcome that you're after, that extra income, that freedom that you're here for, and whatever else reason that you're here for? Okay. Um, on the very same perspective of normality and looking at things from a different angle and seeing the beautiful kind of like diamond out in the sky that you can be within Salarium to your community, to your friends, to your family, you need to bring in that change. Okay. If you want to see that, you need to be that change in that world, in your world that Mahatma Gandhi had said, be the change you want to see. It's a very known statement, and we use it every so often. One lesson I've learned throughout my career is this, that waiting changes nothing. If I don't do anything, there is no change. Until I do something, then there is a change. I may have a seed in my hand. Let's say Salarium is the seed that Dr. Steve has provided and the platform and the amazing tools and the amazing pay points I could have on my level 1 all the way up to level 8, etc. That is a seed. Okay. I can log on onto my platform, go into the back office, and I can go on to DH Media, create my website and so forth. That is a seed. Where the change comes in is what I do with it. It's what I do with what I've been given. What have I done today to see that change for myself, to lead me on to that person that is just not normal? I need to be extraordinary. So I need to couple that with that change. I can be given a seed, but that seed needs to be planted in the ground. I need to have some sunshine, a bit of water, keep an eye on it. Okay, get rid of the weed around it, all that noise, all that negativity is just weed that's just going to swallow your seed up, right? So all that takes an effort from your part, and you become that change that you want to see. You need to do something with that seed that has been given you, and that is what Salarium is. So waiting changes nothing. Action, you becoming that change will change everything. So you come out of that normality, you come out of that mediocrity, that being like everybody, speaking like everybody else, oh, being fearful like everybody else, because there's a certain fear that is out and about. We can look at inflation, the economy, the world status as it is from a geopolitical perspective, and you can start speaking like everybody else. Why not change the way you talk? Why not change the way you're thinking? Why not change the way you are going and where you want to see yourself? So if you want the confidence that you're after for Salarium, you must take that action. If you want growth, you must take that action. If you want success, you must take that action. We have to move. Without movement, we're stagnant. And without movement, that seed is just going to perish and just be in the ground. And once upon a time, you're going to be like, looking back, oh yeah, I remember that platform, Salarium. What did I do with it? You didn't water it. You didn't see that seed come through. It has to germinate. It has to germinate. It takes you to bring that change and that action into place. Many people wait until they feel ready. There's never a moment like, okay, things are now aligned. I can walk out. I've got the red carpet. I'm good to go. Many people wait to feel ready. It's like, I'm waiting for a feeling to feel ready. No, you make that move and that readiness will find you. It's not about being perfect to begin. It's about you becoming that perfection through that journey. Successful people become ready because they began, they looked at themselves, they looked at their little circle of normality. It was not enough. Comfort zone was not enough. Comfort zone can see you through many years to come, but until you become that change, we're not going to see any form of success in terms of what you're trying to achieve for yourself. Okay? Let me give you an example. Every leader started with 0 followers. Every leader has started with 0 followers. We never had heard of them before. Every expert even started as a beginner. They started somewhere. And every successful affiliate here on Salarium will start with their first conversation. The first conversation about sharing this beautiful opportunity. The first conversation you're going to have to share with a potential client. That barber shop, that event planner, that person has got a hair salon who's wondering what they can do with creating a funnel or, having leads, etc. It's you having a conversation. That's where you're going to begin. Like I say, every leader started with 0 followers. And again, every expert started from a beginning. There had to be a beginning so at some point, right? But I see you and myself as an affiliate, it takes a conversation. That's all. Over the phone or over them inviting someone to a Zoom or you having to visit someone, or maybe even starting a little kind of like get together once a week in your home, create a little like a coffee or I don't know, tea party, and you guys discuss Salarium and discuss the opportunity of what it has to offer and what lies ahead. Remember, we're yet to officially launch very soon. So it just starts with a conversation, really. So ask yourself, what action have you or do you plan to put ahead for you to change your normality and your norm and perhaps even get you to a position where you become extraordinary, which this platform can make that happen? Um, I'm just going to go through these quickly. I can see somebody raise their hand there. I'm not quite sure. If that's fine, I'll leave that to Dr. Steve to take care of that. In the moment, I just want to go through these so I can hand over the next speaker. Um, Success is an inside job. Change and motivation is an inside thing. It's not about who invited you or your upline even, or, we are in an affiliate program. You took a decision to get your first package. If you're a guest on this and you've just come for the first time, there's a process for us to become an affiliate with us at Salarium, okay? And it takes a decision. But success is an inside job. It's all within you. Before income changes, before circumstances change, before opportunities will appear, again, I will repeat myself, bear with me, you must change. So most people want more money, we want more freedom, we want more time, we want better health. But I need to shift. There's a cocoon image here of a little butterfly that has just come out of this beautiful cocoon and it's just blossomed. It had to wiggle, it had to shift, it had to endure the days and the nights of being in a cocoon. But it had to change its environment to become this beautiful butterfly that it had become. There was a process to get where it had then become this beautiful blossomed kind of butterfly. But if you see, and when I was young, I used to watch videos of how from being a little caterpillar, and the caterpillar kind of like starts to weave itself in a cocoon, and then there's a process that kind of then becomes a butterfly. Guys, I was intrigued with butterflies when I was growing up. I don't quite see as many nowadays at my age, but they just fascinated me. But yeah, it's the process. We need to go through processes to see that success. So you begin somewhere, you step forward, you look at your status and around you. Are you too comfortable where you're at? You make a movement. You shake that cocoon. You move yourself from being a caterpillar. You become something else. It takes steps. You need to go through those processes. Nothing success doesn't just happen overnight. I can't just find myself as a butterfly the next day. It has to go through a process. And some of those processes it's going to be tedious. There'll be moments you're going to not want to turn up at a Zoom or invite anyone for that matter, or yet alone create a funnel or lead capture. But you need to understand the process, understand the back office, the compensation plan, understand the packages. It's all part of you changing and becoming that beautiful you, that extraordinary you, and not being the normal. So you think better, your habits need to be better, make better decisions, and also your associations. Watch what you're being fed. What are you listening to? What are you seeing? What are you watching? Be mindful. Yeah, there's a biblical saying, your mind, your eyes, your ears are a window to your soul. Okay. Be mindful about associations. Are they positive? Are they encouraging you? Are they encouraging you to be a better you? Are they encouraging you to be this beautiful butterfly, to blossom and become the greatest thing that God created, and also making this amazing platform for you as an opportunity that He's given you? So be mindful about your associations. They play a big part. You don't get what you want, you get what you become. It's becoming, it's a journey. That's just a famous quote by Jim Rohn right there. And just the next three slides to go through. My other point I want to highlight is the power of vision. Vision works well when you're going through the process of change, okay? There has to be direction with that change. It needs to be channeled somewhere. It has to follow a path. It has to follow a direction. Most people quit, and why people quit is not because that the opportunity had failed them, but because their reason why has not been big enough. It's not that the opportunity couldn't necessarily make it possible, but in this situation with Salarium, I want you to think this deep. It's about your reason why. You need to have a reason why uh, you are here, but also your reason should be big enough to care to go through the process of change. Ask yourself why you are here. Is it family, debt freedom, time freedom, building a legacy, etc.? Future pension plans? Is it because you want to travel more and so forth? We all have our reasons as to why we are here. Um, Bear with me. I just want to keep track of what I'm doing here. And then lastly, where opportunity meets preparation. When you couple these two together, um, this is where now Salarium becomes the vehicle that propels you to become that new you. Okay. Salarium Life is more than just a platform, it's a community, a learning environment, a business tool, the vehicle for that growth, for the vehicle for that seed to get somewhere. That's where that opportunity now meets you being prepared. You need to prepare yourself for the change. You need to prepare yourself for that vision as to where you're trying to go. And the vision is based on why you are here. Set yourself a goal, plan yourself. That's what preparation is. Preparation is really planning and setting your goal. Because of time, I can only say so much. This is an encouragement kind of Zoom webinar today. I'm just an affiliate like yourself. So one key thing is if you haven't planned, you are preparing to fail. The opportunity is here, but it will meet your preparation. You need to set that beautiful goal, which is coupled together with the vision. Okay. What are you trying to get to? What are you trying to achieve in the first 3 months, in the next 6 months? Let this not be just a maybe situation. If it's just a maybe, time is precious, guys. Let's not waste our time. I don't know about you, but I'm finding time is running far too fast for my liking. And I'm mindful of where I'm putting my time. You being here is time alone, okay? So make it count, make it valid, validate your time being here and use it. Use it. So by that, prepare yourself. What does the next week look like? How many people could you potentially speak with? Relating to their business opportunity, that they can use our digital marketing platform, or they can come along as an affiliate as well. There's two avenues here. And with that in mind, prepare, prepare, prepare. One area of preparation is, for example, to say to yourself, I plan today to speak with 5 people. At least out of those 5, 2 should come to the Zoom. And that's just an example. Preferably you want to aim higher. Yeah. So, but everybody is different and everybody's got a different experience. But I can just say, speak with the person who's invited you. And either they also speak to the one above them. And if you need that help, we are a team. Just share and we're able to help how to plan ahead and prepare for what Salarium has for you lined up for your future. But preparation is vital. Without it, there's no purpose really. We need to prepare. Many people wait for perfect timing. I've said this enough. There's never the right time. Now is the day. There's a saying again biblically, today's the day of salvation. It's because today is the day. Because let tomorrow care for itself. Let's worry about today. Today. There's never perfect timing. Do what you got to do today for yourself. And let's come out of the mediocrity, normality of what everybody else is doing. Do something for yourself that you haven't done differently. And it's when you do something different, that's where you see a different you. It's fascinating. Successful people start before they feel ready. I've said that before. Just go. Just go, go, go. And then just see the extraordinary you come out of that little caterpillar stage, cocoon, and a wonderful butterfly, okay? The future belongs to those who act, says Tony Robbins. And lastly, if I can leave this with you, Dr. Steve was talking about, I believe I can fly. And indeed, I believe I can touch the sky. And for sure, I just want to say to you, if you ever thought that you can't fly, please at least run. Yeah. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. What this means is do something, move from where you're at. If what you've done before has never quite worked, try something new. If you've never done a bit of social media, for example, if you've never done a small meeting before, if you've never picked up a phone call to somebody for a while, just do it. You got nothing to lose. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving. You have to keep moving. And this movement, the more you do it, becomes a habit. That habit becomes something that is consistent. And consistency pays off because it settles itself as a discipline that nobody can take away from you. And with that in mind, I leave it there and I will hand over to you, Dr. Steve. And I believe Professor Lovemore will be coming on. So, yeah, thank you, Steve.
Thank you so much, Vivian. Yeah, I love that. Don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today. I love it. Plan, plan,
Mm,
plan. That's it.
yeah,
Oh my goodness, that was amazing, Vivian. Amazing nuggets, wealth of knowledge there you share with the community. Appreciate you, appreciate you sharing with us.
my
So,
pleasure.
absolutely. So, guys, you've heard from Vivian. We're all saying pretty much similar things, right? In direction. Our next speaker reigns from South Africa, and he comes with a different perspective, in terms of motivation, inspiration, more in the inspirational part. I've known him for many years. He is a pastor, a prophet, a leader in his community, and uplifts in the community. But I'll let him, kind of share a little bit more. But I'd like to introduce you to, I know him as Prophet Lovemore, but Lovemore Jezza out of South Africa, and he'll be sharing with us. Prophet Lovemore, I'll turn the mic over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Steve. This has been such a powerful lineup, and I'm looking forward, to each and everyone who's going to be speaking today, because this is definitely something that is promising to be very, very powerful. And yeah, it's always a pleasure to be here with each and everyone in this community. And today, I just want to, say congratulations to each and every one of you who's here today. And I loved each and everything that was spoken today. It was powerful, it was insightful, and I believe that each and every one of you, you are gleaning something, you are taking something. Because you see, Salarium Life is a powerful vehicle. And these are the powerful words of our Chief Visionary Officer, Dr. Steve himself. And I just want to acknowledge even all the great work that is doing, being able to put together these trainings for us. It's really life-changing and it is an opportunity. And what I just want to do today is I want to step a little bit inside each and everyone's heart today. Why do I say that? It is because for the past more than 20 years of which I've been dealing and working with people, I've realized that we can all have nice suits. We can all have the mascara. We can all have, the nice toys. I call them daddy's toys. We can have nice cars, nice houses. We can have everything else that's very nice. But most of the work that needs to be done, I've realized it's in on the inside of us. It's in our heart. It's in our mind. And that's why mindset is very, very, very important to me. If you're looking at the screen, you're going to see that we've got poor soil and we've got rich soil. And the reason why many of you cannot see Salarium for what it is, the reason why when you look at this, you're like, at least I got a miles package. But yeah, just you can't see the future. The reason why you cannot see far is because maybe you are a person who's planted in poor soil. It's your mentality. Because if you are planted on the right side, on the rich soil, everything becomes colorful, everything becomes bright, everything is very, very much promising. And I just want to say to each and every one of you that you don't need to be in the poor soil. The fact that you got into Salarium means there's something great on the inside of you, and everything starts with a seed. And you see, that plant on the left, where there's poor soil, it had the potential to become, it had the capacity inside in it. You see, when you understand the principle of the seed, you're going to understand that, you see, God put the tree inside a seed. What that means is that each and every seed has the potential to become a tree, and each tree has the potential to turn into a forest. Just as a seed does not need to go to gardening school in order to learn how to grow, a fish does not need to go to swimming classes in order for it to know how to swim. So are you. The difference between the fish and you, the difference between the seed and you is that the seed understands its environment is the soil. The fish knows that its environment is the water. But many of our times, like what Dr. Steve said, he says one of the most dangerous words any one of us here today can utter is, I don't know. The fact that you just don't know where you belong, you just don't know what to do, you just don't know what's going to happen, you just don't know, and you're always panicking, you're always anxious, you just don't know what's going to happen. That is creating an environment where your soil is becoming acidic, it is becoming soil that is poor soil, and because there is nothing, there's no life there, all the potential in you, it begins to die. But these words today and this training today is to make sure that you pull you outside of that soil and make sure that you enjoy what I call the Salarium life soil. This is a place where eagles learn how to fly. And I'm here to let you know that by the time when this training is done, you are going to feel much more better about yourself. You are going to see further beyond what you were looking at and seeing now. You're going to realize that, greatness has always been on the inside of you. But if everything starts with the soil, then it means the best place the soil needs, if everything starts with the seed, the best place every seed needs to be is inside the good, rich soil. So that is what this opportunity is. When I look at Salarium Life, I see good soil. I see opportunities. I see a place where you can plant your seed and you can become the father you've always desired to be. You can become the mother you've always desired to be. Because I know that here we've got different age groups. We've got those who've got dreams, who've got ambitions, you've got maybe you are at a place where you've retired, and when you're looking back, you'd like, okay, what am I going to leave my children? Because as the famous book says, it says a good parent leaves an inheritance unto their children's children, unto the fourth generation. So when you're looking at Salarium, I want you to know that this is good soil. Everything starts with a seed, and the seed planted in the right soil is going to produce so much great things. You see, the soil determines the outcome. Poor soil, which can be your toxic mindset, right? It's going to determine the outcome. If you're looking at this, right, and you're saying, I don't think I'm going to prosper here. I don't think that I'm going to grow here. I don't think that I'm going to be able even to move from the package that I'm in. I don't know if I'm ever going to hit, the Caesar, package. I'm telling you, that is going to be the outcome. But if you have a growth mindset, take that to your team. And this is one thing that I just want to say to each and every one of us. You see, one of the things that makes us to be different is what we are willing to put our time into, what we are willing to invest in. The same seed in different soil will always produce a different harvest. And the difference, the reason why the harvest is different, it is because, you see, the other person decided to do something with their seed. So as you are here today, I want you to think about the team that you have, the people that have literally, you know, joined you. Look at those people and look at them as seeds. And look at Salarium and look at it as soil. And ask yourself, are you watering the seeds? As your seed is growing, are you taking care of the seed? It looks like calling the people. It looks like following up, checking up on the people. Because you see, when you are in an environment like Salarium, don't treat people as if they are figures, as if they are just commissions. No, these are human beings. Each and every, person has got a life. And when you take the time to ask a person how they are, not when they are going to upgrade, that is going to mean so much to them. Why? Because for the first time, you might be that person that they've met. Because you see, life is happening to all of us. And because life is happening to all of us, sometimes we forget to even say good morning to someone. We forget just to take our phone and say, I was just thinking about you. We forget that, sending an emoji in the morning, just saying good night to someone can really be the water that they need to water even their seed, which is in the soil. So the seed is important, but the soil determines how much it becomes. So there are 5 ingredients of growth. Number one is the soil. The soil represents the mindset and the environment. The second thing that you need, the second ingredient is water. Water are daily habits and discipline. These are the things that you purposefully do in order for you to become. And I love what was spoken about today to say, you see, what you do daily determines what you're going to become. So many of us are waiting to say something's going to happen later, or maybe when I become confident. Let me tell you something, you will never become confident by waiting for a good opportunity. What needs to be understood is confidence is built by action. So the more you do a thing, the more confident you become. So many of us, you're saying, you know what, I'm just waiting for the moment where I am going to become confident. And when I'm confident enough, then I'm going to do what I know I'm supposed to do. But I'm here to let you know that waiting does not equal or increase your confidence level. Actually, what it does, it makes you to then look back and feel like, look, I wasted my time waiting, and you become even a person who becomes toxic, and you begin to beat yourself and begin to say, I wasted time and all of that stuff. So what you need to understand is you need water. You need to make sure that you have daily habits that you've set up. Set up a system, right? Have what I call systems thinking. Because they that operate systems thinking, they know that I am going to do this. Why? Because I've put a system around me that makes me to do it. So let me give you an example. Let's say you want to lose weight, right? I guarantee you, you might have been saying this for the past 10 years, New Year's resolutions. This is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it. But guess what? You never did it. But you see, if you go and find a group of people that are waking up at 5 a.m. and you say, okay, I'm going to be a part of them. And one of the agreements you make with them is come at 5 and fetch me so that we go and run together. I guarantee you, you are never going to miss a day. Why? Because you know that I have to sleep early today because we are going to do this tomorrow. So the reason why many of us are being defeated is we are doing things alone. I want you to understand that being isolated, being in a corner because you're just rejected, or being in a corner because financially things are not going well for you, is actually fuel that will take you down. But if you plug yourself into a system, if you are a part of a community like here in Salarium, and if you can begin to water, right, your soil by even connecting with other people that you're seeing are successful at what you're doing and being disciplined, that is going to bring a great difference to you. Sunlight is very important. When we always come out of the house, I've never seen anyone who looks down on the ground to see the sun. No, we always look up. So I want to say to someone here, yes, the last months have not been so good for you. things have not gone well for you. But you see, if you can just be able to look up and you can see the sign, that's another day that has been granted to you. You are alive. And when you see the sun, it means you've got another day, another opportunity. You can do something greater with this. You can choose to follow your fear, or you can choose to say, you know what, I'm going to do great things with what I have. And I'm here to let you know that it's time to refocus again. It's time to step into purpose. Without sunlight, you won't be able to grow because you need to understand that, you see, each and every plant, right, needs sunlight because every tree, it grows towards the direction of the sun. So as long as you have a vision, as long as you understand that I'm a man and I'm a woman of purpose, you're going to grow. Nothing is going to stop you. So I want you to say it to yourselves today. I am unstoppable. I am unlimited. And there's nothing that's going to stop me. And I am going to accomplish. I'm going to rank up. I'm going to do great things. I'm going to improve. I'm going to be better. And you do what is necessary in order for you to become. Time is very important. All of us have 24 hours in a day. But you see, it matters how we manage it. Patience and consistency. This is one of the things that you need, especially when you come into this kind of environment called Salarium. You see, it doesn't matter where you are today, but no one can beat a person who's willing to look foolish, right? A person who's willing to ask questions, a person who's going to be patient with themselves, a person who's going to be consistent each and every day. You see, when you come to a place like Salarium, one of the greatest things that you might think about is to say, you know what, I don't want to voice my ignorance. But I'm here to challenge you and say, you know what? People who have always grown to become better and become the best of the best, they are people who demonstrated their ignorance. If there's something that you don't know, just say, you know what, guys, I don't know what is a wallet. I don't know what is Bitcoin. I don't know what does this mean. I did not understand that presentation. So don't feel like you have to cover, your ignorance or where you feel like, because you see, all of us want to always look smart. All of us wants to always be greater. All of us always wants to look like we are on top. But you see, if you're the one who's got all the answers, you're the one who's got all the solutions, you're the one who's got all the power, you're the one who's got it means maybe you're just in the wrong room. Because you see, you also need to be around people who are smarter than you, wiser than you, who understand more things about you, and who can take you from where you are and go to the next level. And that requires time. And with time comes patience. And when you are patient, make sure that you are just not being patient and waiting looking at the air, right? Waiting for the sky. No, make sure that you're being consistent. You are walking in your vision. You've got a purpose. You understand I'm in Salarium and I'm here to make sure that I profit, that I grow, that I turn around my financial situation, that I can leave inheritance. If that is the mindset that you have, great things are coming your way. And tending each and every plant requires stewardship and focus. Behind anything that's working, there's someone who is working it. So the seed does not struggle because it lacks potential. It struggles when one ingredient is missing. What is it that's missing? Are you in the right environment? Is your soil the good soil? Are you around people who are speaking negative about this opportunity? Or are you around the right people who are speaking good about this opportunity? Do you have water? Your habits, your discipline? Do you have enough sunlight? Can you see the future? Do you have a vision? Do you have a purpose? Are you putting in the time? Are you being consistent? Are you also being patient? Don't say, I shared it with two people, then if I came to the Zoom, they will not come to the Zoom. But guess what? Rome was not built in a day. And when you get your commissions, never forget, don't relax on the miles package. Be a good steward, upgrade, go higher and higher and higher and higher. Challenge yourself. Why? Because success is not a miracle, it is cultivated. It is cultivated. So I just want to speak to you today. And I want to say that the next generation is going to be happy that you were born. The next generation is going to succeed because you planted a seed today. And the next generation is going to benefit. Why? Because you didn't eat the seed, you watered the seed. You made sure you had a vision and you understood purpose. You took time, you were consistent, and you're a good steward, and we're so focused at winning with Salarium Life. So what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is a well-oiled machine. What we have here is something that is generational. Listen to me. We are connected to the blockchain. So what this means is you can earn over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's time to cancel the fear. It's time to say, I can do it. So, like Nike, I just want to leave you these words. Just do it. Thank you so much, Dr. Steve. And to each and every speaker who spoke before me, you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Prophet Lovemore, for those words of wisdom. There's a tree in every seed, and so true. It reminded me of the apple tree. In every apple there are multiple seeds, and in every seed there's a tree. So it's a circle of life that God created. And we are that product of the Creator that within us. You're absolutely right. We are that good soil, and we have to become that good soil. That every seed planted, He'll be the one that's watering it for us. Thank you so much, Prophet Lovemore. So we have, last but not least, our next speaker. Many of you have heard her on some of the previous trainings that we've had. She's part of the core team. She's just an amazing individual, got a heart for people, a heart for teaching, just a beautiful soul. And I'm very proud to say she's part of Salarium Life in a greater way, as part of the core and helping build Salarium and bringing it to I guess aligning with the vision is more like it, and helping us give birth, right, to this vision. So without further ado, I'd like to bring on Cian Garcia with us, and she's got some amazing information to share with you, Cian.
Hi, Dr. Steve. Good morning.
Hi.
Oh, good day, everyone. I'm happy to be here. What a wonderful lineup. I have received so much gems here today. I am going to put and work into my own daily routine. So, today we're going to talk about motivation, gratitude, and daily success habits. So, I just want you guys to know that most people believe success starts with money. Others believe it starts with knowledge, but that's not true. Success starts with mindset. So your mindset determines how you respond to challenges, setbacks, opportunities, and growth. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you lack discipline, consistency, gratitude, and self-belief, it becomes difficult to reach your goals. So today's lesson is about building the foundation that supports long-term success in every area of your life. So what is motivation? Motivation is an internal drive that pushes you to move towards your goal. Now, the problem with motivation is it comes and it goes. It's not consistent, guys. Some days you're going to get up and you feel motivated, and some days you just don't want to do anything. So, this is why successful people don't rely on motivation alone. They build habits, good habits. So, motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going. Motivation is just the reason you take action. So, what is discipline? Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it, or it makes you feel uncomfortable. If it's making you keep promises to yourself. So if it's choosing long-term rewards over the short-term comfort right now, because we're building comfort and our body likes to stay there, right? So it's either you're gonna comfort yourself right now, or you're gonna discipline yourself for your goals 2, 3 years from now. You have to decide which would sacrifice greater, right? So discipline is not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. So why discipline matters? Every successful person has days when they don't feel being motivated. They don't feel like doing anything. So you might not want to work out today. You don't feel like studying. I don't feel like working on Salarium today, learning something new, always something new. I'm saving money. And why? Because they understand it is built through repetition, right? Small actions done daily, it's gonna it's gonna develop great results over time. So discipline versus motivation. Motivation is like the spark, right? To get the fire going, just the spark. But discipline is the engine. A spark can start a fire, yes, but the engine keeps moving even when conditions are difficult. So if you only rely on motivation, you will stop whenever life becomes hard. So if you develop discipline, you keep moving forward despite your obstacles. So imagine two people want to lose 30 pounds. One works out only when they feel motivated, and the other one works out whenever they feel motivated or not. Like it can be thunderstorming outside today. I am going outside and I'm still going to the gym, right? You can feel sick. I'm still going to go and work it out. Let me work out this cold. Don't matter what your obstacles are, you're going to overcome them to get to the gym, right? So after 6 months, who's more likely to succeed? We all know the disciplined person. They were not smarter, they were not stronger, but they were consistent. And consistency builds results. The power of keeping small promises. Discipline starts really small, guys. Wake up when you say you will. If you say tomorrow morning, I'm going to wake up at 7 a.m. and I'm going to start my morning. Now, you're not going to go to sleep at 3 a.m. and think you're going to wake up at 7. Guess what? You already set up yourself for failure, right? Or when 7 in the morning gets up, you're like, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. Well, your blessings is going to be 5 more minutes and 5 more minutes later. So start with small things. Make up your bed, drink water, read 10 pages a day. Make a list and complete them. Don't beat yourself up. If you say you're going to do 10 things and you accomplish 2, that was 2 things you did more than yesterday. Every day is a new start. So just go with the flow. Don't put restrictions on yourself. Don't make yourself feel defeated for not accomplishing all these goals. The main point is you're trying and you're starting. So every time you keep a promise to yourself, you're going to build trust with yourself. And self-confidence grows from self-trust. So discipline creates freedom. Many people think discipline limits freedom. It doesn't. It's the opposite. Because financial discipline creates financial freedom, right? If you don't spend on what you're not supposed to, or you know that your bills come before your luxury, then you would have financial freedom. Discipline creates physical freedom. You watch what you eat, you exercise, drink water. It is going to flourish, guys. And learning creates a career freedom. Don't chase the money, chase the knowledge. That's where the freedom is. And emotional discipline creates peace of mind, right? Peace of mind. Stop reacting on emotion. Stop making your decisions on emotions. Just remember the things you do consistently every day determines the freedom you're going to experience 30 days from now, a year from now, right? Daily discipline questions. Ask yourself every morning, what do I need to do today to move forward, to accomplish something? We all know fear. What am I avoiding? No one knows yourself but you. You know what's holding you back. We all know what's holding us back, but we're comfortable, right? What action moves me closer to my goal? Will I do it even if I don't feel like it? These are questions you have to internally ask yourself. The 1% rule. You don't need to become perfect overnight, guys. Rome wasn't built in a day, as my grandmother said. You better become 1% better each day. It's better than nothing. Read just a little more. Learn a little bit more. Exercise a little bit more. I'm not asking you to go run a marathon. I'm not asking you to go run 10 books, 2, 3 pages. So small improvements repeated over months and years create massive transformations. Thoughts about discipline, right? Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want right now. A lot of feelings you have is short term because of your bills, because of problems you're facing in your life. But discipline is choosing what is going to save your whole generation. Stop thinking small. Stop thinking now. Anyone can act when they feel inspired. Champions act when they don't. When you don't feel like getting up, when you don't feel like talking to this person, when you don't feel like sending that opportunity again. Remember, as Dr. Lovemore said, seeds, right? Seeds. Don't matter what you're doing today, it's seeds. If you do nothing, that's a seed of nothing. So whatever you're working consistently on now must bear fruit. So if you do nothing now, that's what you're going to get a year from now. Nothing. Right? And you also have to remember too, there's good seed and bad seed, right? Because you can plant poison ivy and that's going to grow. And it spreads. So you have to decide, am I going to plant good seeds? Am I going to plant bad seeds? Just plant your seeds, basically. You are the one who's going to decide what your harvest is going to be. So do little things consistently. The life you want is usually hidden behind the things you keep putting off. Right? Yourself, your future self would thank you later. The power of gratitude. Gratitude is the practice of appreciating what you already have while you're working towards what you desire. Many people spend their life focused on what they don't have or what they're missing. And they will never see the many blessings that they have. Every day you get up, I don't have money for this. I don't have money for that. I don't have the food I want. I don't have the car I like. I don't like living where I'm living. Start focusing on, I'm grateful for the breath of life I have today. I'm grateful for great health. I'm grateful for the home that I have, whether it's a car, whether it's somebody in a worse situation than you are, guys. There always is. So what I tell people, don't wait to barrel out to the bottom to start being grateful. Don't wait, because that's the time when we all change, when things happen so drastically to affect our lives that we have no choice but to. So don't wait till you get put in a hospital bed or you get put someplace. Learn it now. Start working on it now. Be grateful every day. Look at the things that you do have. Okay? So the more grateful you become, the more positive your perspective becomes. Why gratitude matters, right? Research has shown that gratitude can improve your mood, reduce stress, increase optimism, improve relationships, improve focus. Because see, with the people around us, right? In our children, in our spouses, in our parents, we judge so much. We always see what people are not doing right, right? Start seeing the good in people and be grateful. You know, your spouse might be a little lazy, but they're a good worker, they're good, they provide, right? So start saying, I'm so happy for this wonderful husband that I have. Start seeing the great things and being grateful. Not, he's so lazy, he don't never do nothing. Yes, he does. So start seeing the good and be grateful for the good. Stop seeing the negative, guys. So gratitude does not mean life is perfect. It means you choose to acknowledge the good that already exists. Now let's talk about the law of focus. Whatever you focus on expands in your awareness. If you focus on problems, you will see problems and you will attract problems. If you focus on opportunities, you will see the opportunities. So if you focus on gratitude, you begin noticing blessings that were always there. Your attention is one of the most valuable assets you have. Use it wisely. Right? So morning intentions. Every morning, you have an opportunity to set the tone for your day. We all have the same 24 hours. So instead of immediately checking social media, emails, TikTok, negative news, spend a few moments focusing on yourself. Ask, what do I want to be today? What energy do I want to bring today? What actions will move me closer towards my goals today? Success begins before the day begins. The 30-minute morning success routine. I did a class with Bob Proctor many years ago, and we were in the Bob Proctor community. He didn't teach anymore, but he would come in here and there and make appearances. And this is something he instilled in me that I've used since then, and it really changed my life. So I share it with you guys. Number 1, start your day with purpose, not distraction. Do not touch social media. Do not open Facebook, TikTok, your emails, your text messages. Don't read anything negative. Why? Because the first thoughts you consume often set the tone for your entire day. Protect your mind before the world enter it, right? You open Facebook or you open a text message and you get mad. What happens? That's your tone for the rest of the day. You're going to be angry. Or if you open something and you see a bill, you're going to get, oh my gosh, another bill, another day. Get yourself grounded first. Get yourself in position so anything attacks you, you are ready to deal with. Wake up with gratitude. Being gratitude have changed my life so much. You see, when you go through gratitude and you're grateful, that it moves mountain, guys. It does, right? So before getting out of bed, take 3 deep breaths. Now, I took a breathing class with a master monk in Vietnam. Master, the most important thing he taught me When you're deep breathing, right? Just sit up the side of your bed. You know that muscle, if you hold your stomach in, the muscle for your butthole. Squeeze that in, right? And it's gonna hold your stomach. This, I laugh too, guys. It's gonna hold your stomach when you breathe in. When you're breathing in, breathe 4 times in. When I mean 4 times in, hold, hold. Then you release 6 times. You have to release more than you breathe in so you don't pass out, right? When you deep breathe, it brings your nervous system down. You're going to be so calm. And when you breathe out, don't breathe out past that muscle of you holding in your butt. When you breathe out, do not pass your stomach, your belly button, right? You do that three deep breaths, right? Before you start your day. That's going to bring down every emotion, everything you have in you, right? And say simple things. I'm thankful for another day. I'm thankful for another opportunity. I'm thankful for the ability to learn, grow, and improve. See, I don't like teaching affirmations. I'm so thankful I'm a millionaire. It doesn't work. It doesn't work, guys. Ask for the things that would change your mindset, change your being, that would attract the money, that will help you to go forward, give you the strength, the energy to create what you were sent. Everyone was sent a thought. Everyone. Some of the best ideas are in the graveyard. It's in the graveyard. Because when we have a thought, say you come up with a thought, that broom, you're just going to look at that broom and say, if that broom was turned different this way or turned different that way, it would really work. And you leave the thought alone. You go about your day, you go about your business. That was your thought. That was your way out. That was your prayers being answered. But we do not react upon our thoughts. Just sit with a pen and a paper and react. The thoughts will come. As Dr. Steve said, the people will come. But we have thoughts every day. So many great opportunities. And I know a lot of us thought about things and then 5 years later, someone invented it and you're mad at yourself. But you was given that thought. You didn't act upon it. So thoughts, right? What I say, thoughts without works is just daydreaming, people. Right? So remember, someone prayed for the life you have today. And anything after I am is very powerful. I am sick, you will be sick. I am broke, you will be broke. I am not happy, you won't. So you have to say, I am successful. I am a great mother. I'm a great wife. I'm a great friend. I am filled with compassion. I am filled with patience. These are things that are attainable. The mind would receive it, right? So you have to start working on yourself. And what you work on must shine outward. So the biggest lesson I can tell you guys today is gratefulness can move mountains. It can move mountains. Stop waiting for tomorrow. Stop waiting for tomorrow. And you see negative thoughts. When you have a negative thought, just say what thought comes next. The negative thought is going to go away. Right? Start working on yourself. And let me tell you something, right? When we are a lot of times, we are down on people. We get down on people so much. Oh, look at that person. Oh, she's not this. She's not that. Look at yourself. Break yourself down. Why am I messy? Huh? Why do I like people business? Why am I lazy? Only you can answer those questions because you know the answer. You are choosing to hold you back. Stop thinking about what others think about you. And you don't want to sacrifice. You choose to keep your bad habits, but you want to win. You can't have both. Stop thinking about what friends and family think or say about you. And then yin and yang. If you want help, you have to help others. If you want love, you have to give love. So you can't just think about the self. And when you see yourself receiving money, you have to see yourself giving away just as much. Yin yang. There's no perfect start, as Vivian said. It does not work that way. One thought builds upon the next. It will never be a perfect start. And you didn't fail. It just wasn't your time yet. You still have lessons to learn. You still have little things you have to tweak. So fear, most of all, does not exist. And one last thing I leave with you guys. If you want to develop discipline, set your phone alarms for every 3 hours, 4 hours, every hour, right? And when you hear the alarm, drink a sip of water. Say 3 things you're grateful for. That develops gratefulness. You're sending a bill. I'm so thankful for the money of this bill. You see people stranded on the side of the road. I hope that everything works out in their favor. And you start to develop that. When that happens, people start paying your bills, paying your gas, buying your groceries, yin yang. But don't use it in manipulation, right? So that's it for me, Dr. Steve. Thank you.
Wow, that was powerful. Thank you, Sion. Oh my goodness. Daily disciplines. I mean, think about it. She's so correct. Daily discipline. She said, and Prophet a lot more. Rome wasn't built in a day. So, you look at the bigger picture. So you got to see that end result, right? And work it backwards. So those daily disciplines are important. So as you build out what dream it is that you have, right? God said he saw the end from the beginning and it spoke everything in existence. So you got to see your end and then work it backwards, break it down into bite-sized pieces. No one grabs a steak and try and shove the whole thing in their mouth, right? They take bite-sized pieces. So Sian is saying daily disciplines. Take that year's goal, whatever that end result is you're looking towards, and break it down into 12 months. Then take those 12 months and break it down into the weeks. And take those weeks and break it down into daily disciplines. That was amazing, Sian. Love it. So guys, this is, as we heard from all our speakers, it all boils down to a mindset. It's a mindset. That's it, you know, and to simplify everything, if you believe you can, guess what? You can. And if you believe you can't, guess what? You can't, right? That's, I guess, the simplistic way to summarize what was shared here today. But it depends on you. And many of them, said if your why is not big enough, if your why isn't keeping you awake at night or waking you up early in the morning, then again, you just set in a comfort zone and let every day pass by, scrolling social media, wasting, right, your day, and letting that dream that's within you just die and evaporate. And you can look back 10 years later, I could have, should have, but didn't. 20 years later, I could have, should have, and didn't. 30 years later, don't wait till your 80s, 90s, if God grants you that much time to look back and with regrets and leave this earth realm with regrets, right? Everyone said about the now, the today. You have today. And you can look at today, the now, right? That now faith, and put things into action. All of us have to put one foot in front of us and take one step at a time, right? So let that journey be that way, one step at a time, right? One action at a time. Setting all those disciplines, remembering that the tree is in the seed. So that seed in our mind, we water it. It's just so beautiful to listen, like Vivian was saying, don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today, right? It's about taking action now and today, putting together some plan of action for yourself. Okay. Now, yes, we're talking about Salarium Life here today, but I want each one of you to just, after this training, sit back and look at your own life. Do a personal assessment of your life. Are you happy where you're at currently? Can you honestly say to yourself, I'm happy with my life? And if you're not, then what shifts, what adjustments do you need to make? Right? A lot of times we have to look at ourselves. I often say, look at yourself in the mirror. And I challenge each one of you to do this. Look at yourself in the mirror. Not like you do every day, right? Doing your shaving and putting your makeup on, doing your hair. No, that's what I'm talking about. Look at you in the mirror. Look into your eyes. Look into your soul. Just look into it. Don't say anything. Just look into your eyes, guys. Look into your soul and let yourself speak to yourself. You guys will be amazed what you'll say to yourself. And a lot of times we have to be hard on ourselves, right? In order to get what we need to get. It's like each of them was saying, sometimes we have to do what we've never done to get what we need to get. But sometimes you need some tough talk, right? It's that tough love we hear about. By you looking at yourself and looking deep into your soul and talking to yourself, whether it be motivating yourself, inspiring yourself, or literally yelling at yourself. Either way, we got to do a self-assessment and see where we are in life. So this has just been an amazing training, and wish the world could have here, which they will. But for each one of us at Salarium Life, as you can see, we're building a community to help empower people around the world, help inspire, motivate, bring economic opportunities, bring tools and services to help you in whatever capacity you need help in, right? That's what we're building. This is a movement. This isn't about just an opportunity to make money and that's it. No, we're not a company that's here today that will be gone tomorrow. We're building a legacy company. We're building something that you can be proud of. We're building something that's scalable, right? Secure, compliant. Guys, we're building something that you can be proud of, that you can call it your company. So with that, I just want to thank everyone for being with us today. We do have these Super Saturday trainings every single Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do have a opportunity presentation tonight, and that's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, and we do have a prize giveaway that we do actually give away 5 miles package. So you definitely don't want to miss that. So I encourage each one of you to come back, bring a guest, okay, and give them an opportunity to get a head start on their journey here with us. Sundays, we don't have a call, but we know many of the leaders do. So connect with your leader and see if there's a call or any type of training or whatever it is on a Sunday. And please, we are in the soft launch, so be on the lookout for some enhancements, some changes. I just want to say a big thank you again to our community for all the suggestions, all the recommendations. We're truly building a company for the people, by the people. From when we launched, soft launched in May 2nd to where we are has been a result. All the changes has been a result of our community making suggestions to make this company a better company, to go from good to great. And that's where we're headed, to greatness. And we can't do it without you. So my heart goes out to each one of you for helping and being part, and more importantly, being there for the community. Like Prophet Lovemore said, don't look at this as, a numbers game, how many people can you get and how much money can you make? But they're human beings you're talking to and bringing in, right? So spend time and, nurture them too, bring them to the Zooms to learn, take the time out, like he said, to call them or just send a little, emoji, a little message, that human touch. So that's what this is about. So I just want to thank everyone for being with us today, and we will see you tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you guys continue to have a blessed and highly favored day, and we'll see you tonight. Okay, bye for now. And let's see. Oh, Debbie just shared the Zoom meeting. I'm just looking at the chat real quickly, grab the schedule. And then there's an onboarding registration form. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, you need help, fill out that form and our onboarding team will help you and help you navigate through the system. All right, guys. Well, bye for now. And we will see you tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern.